No.
Look.
Just YouTube it.
Jermaine said it. It's got to be true.
Sure.
I don't lie.
Layered, right?
No, the pressure hole itself, the thing that actually protects you by keeping your atmosphere in, it's about 1/10 of an inch thick.
That's not very thick.
It's not very thick. Got this really awful green paint on the inside. It's an anti-corrosion aircraft kind of thing for aluminum prep, right? And then you got 1/10 of an inch of aluminum.
Right.
And then there's some
that's important because that's your pressure layer.
That's your pressure layer. That's what keeps you alive.
That's
and then they've machined this waffle pattern in. So you have little ridges that are left. It almost looks like a waffle. I guess that's why they call it the waffle pattern, right? And that adds
it's
extra.
Like a Waffle House to Space Station.
Yeah.
It's the Waffle House.
He said they're dynamic O-rings. That means there's a shaft running through it, actually rubbing on the O-ring.
This time you're going to get stuck. 33. 33! Wait a minute. Don't choke those dice. Leave some air in there. Let them breathe. Let them breathe. That was a 6.
That was a 6. You lose. What'd you roll the first time?
6. You in that clubhouse. Shake them up.
Whee!
3.
3.
You lose. Go ahead.
Here I go.
Go ahead.
Whee!
11.
Hey, you never said nothing about 11.
Oh, yes. That's right. Well, 11 don't mean anything. Here we go now.
11!
11. That's a natural.
11 don't count. You get another chance.
That's 3 bananas.
This is 3 bananas?
Yeah.
It's not okay to think that the Earth is flat.
It's not okay
to think that the Earth is flat. This is not a viable argument. I actually said this to somebody and I couldn't believe they'd never thought of it. That, with binoculars you can see planets. You can see Saturn and Jupiter. You can see Mars with a telescope, the sun, the moon. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. Everything else you see in the solar system is a sphere. So we're the one thing that is different?
So we're the one thing that is different, and that actually made somebody who was more interested in actually hearing information. That actually got them to think. They're like, you're right.
Everything else we take a picture of is a sphere.